And welcome back to the Complete Idiot's Guide to Stationeers. With me, 54 Bear, otherwise known as the Complete Idiot. And we are still on Mimas. And will be for a while. I don't know about you, but this kind of view never gets old. Anyway, base changes. There have been a few. Relocated a couple of things, and I put in nitrogen filtration. It's sucking nitrogen out of the base through the internal pipe network. That's connected to the airlock, and the idea here is it's basically just pulling out the nitrogen. Strictly speaking, I probably should be dumping it because I really don't have much use for it. I've got the black pipe down here. It actually goes under the floorboards and into... No, let me put the paint away so it doesn't try and paint anything. Goes into the suit storage unit. I haven't built a shower yet. I'm just going to be stinky. Why the hell not? It's not like there's anybody here who's going to complain. Anyway, so yeah, black line goes under there and refills the jetpack. I'm using the tier 2 canisters, so I'm getting a little bit more bang for the buck when it comes to going out on the long mining runs. I'm also pulling CO2 out of the waste tank, storing it here. Currently it is pretty warm, 500 degrees. Yeah, not going to be growing many plants with that. Initially I was just going to run it through a cooling system and then bring it back into the base when needed. But because we are in a power deficiency situation, you'll notice I haven't actually tried putting solar up yet because, to be honest, I don't think it's going to be useful. I may try it later. But anyway, we got a bunch of hot gas, nothing to do with it. May as well run it through a Stirling or two, get some bang or some energy out of it. But this is what I've been working on most recently. It is a slight revision to my Manual Avanced Furnace. It's a little bit of a mess, but if you have watched any of my playthroughs, you'll know that that is something I actually like. Real or art imitating real life. So I've added a couple more safety features to this one. This brown one is the waste tank. It does have some juice in it right now, or some gas in it. 32 megapascals at 2000 degrees. And that is the result of burning 2 full stacks of volatiles and 1 full stack of oxide. Not all at the same time. You feed it in a little bit at a time, otherwise this white thing goes boom. And yet another crater. So yeah, we've got the waste gas in there just as the initial firing. This red tank will be the super hot stuff, which I have not yet made. Ideally, it's going to be the byproduct of combusting nitrous oxide and hydrogen. You get very hot gas from that, and given that these tanks and pipes are just about perfectly insulated, it'll last for a long time. Have not populated that yet. For the initial band of smelting, 2000 degrees Celsius is more than enough to do everything. The yellow piping, actually if we go around the back and have a look at it, it's a little bit clearer maybe. The yellow piping is connected to the input and output of the advanced furnace. I don't know what the technical word for it is, but for the sake of my management of it, I'm referring to it as the combustion chamber. It's not. In the basic furnace, it would be. This pipe network would be considered an extension to the furnace, to the combustion chamber. But the advanced furnace has a couple of pumps inside both of these things, controlling the input and output. So stuff only gets in here if you actually put it in here. But this manifold, if you will, connects all 3 tanks to the advanced furnace. So using these turbo volume pumps, I can move super hot stuff, waste stuff, or coolant in or out independently, all at the same time. You wouldn't really do it all at the same time, but it's possible that you could. Obviously, I have consoles that monitor the pressure and temperature of all three tanks, color-coded, so it's a little bit easier to see. These yellow consoles here, they are monitoring the yellow combustion pipes, and that uses that pipe analyzer in there. So I've just got a little stubby extension to it where I can actually put a console thing around. I could conceivably have put it in one of the pipes closer to the furnace, but that's all going to be inside what I call the hot box. That's what these two white ones are. In fact, they are the wrong color, and I think we will make them bright pink, because why the hell not? Yeah, so the idea is I have a couple of pressure regulators, a back pressure regulator down here, and a regular pressure regulator up here. This one's set to 100, this one's set to 122. As long as they're close, it doesn't really matter. This takes gas from the waste tank, pumps it into this box here, which will be sealed. I've taken the stuff off so you can actually see it. There'd be a couple of windows at the back. So we want to keep the pressure in here at around about 100 kilopascals. If it gets too much, I do have vent systems. That's what this active vent is for. Strictly speaking, these two things could be connected together to a single vent, but I kind of like the idea of having a flow through it. I mean, gas does not flow in Stationeers, at least not in the way that it does in the real world. I just preferred to do it this way. Plus, I had a bunch of extra pipes, so why not? Safety features, we have this purple or pink one here. This is connected to that active vent there. There is a one-way valve, so it will only allow stuff through. I don't know if that's strictly necessary, but why not? So this would allow me to drain the hot box if it gets over temperature, rather than have it blow out the windows, and as I would be standing right here operating the furnace, knocking me into the base, over the base, into the next afterlife. Not a fun situation. So this would just allow it to vent out. That goes into the black and white stripy pipes. That same network is also used for this one. This is connected directly to the waste tank through this pipe, and it goes through here through another one-way valve. Again, I don't know if that one-way valve is necessary, but it just stops any potential backflow into the waste that I would not want. So if my waste tank gets overpressurized, pop this and it goes into the black and white stripy pipes, as does this one down here. This is to vent the combustion tubes, the bright yellow tubes. That lever down here controls this digital valve, and that digital valve is similarly connected to the same black and white stripy pipes. You can't actually see it that clearly, but yeah, it is connected to that. And the black and white stripy pipes, they go up to a cowl. Just for fun and games, I wanted to put one of the musical horn type things on it, but it only seems to connect directly to a valve. It doesn't connect to an actual pipe, which I think is kind of not what they wanted. It was kind of a silly little add-on that the devs put in a while ago, and I've never really played with it. I just thought it'd be fun to have a big steam whistle, but yeah, not this time. And I have added some cooling to what what is the cooling tank. It doesn't have anything in it right now. The way I'm going to operate it this way round is with a turbo volume pump set to full, and we'll just turn it on and off or change direction. There is a one-way valve here, so this can actually work as a pump, pumping stuff through. Strictly speaking, it doesn't need to. It could just be a valve that's on or off, but this will continue to cool all the time, even when the you turn the valve off. It would leave stuff in there. It would get cold. It would eventually freeze, break pipes, drain everything, and you'd have to fix it. So what I've done here is I put in a one-way valve, so when the pump is set in this direction, it'll be pumping stuff through the radiator. This one-way valve will allow it to come back in to the loop, so the radiator will not become overpressured. I may have to adjust the volume down. 100 litres may be too much. When the tank is cool enough and I want to stop the cooling, I just reverse the direction. That will then drain the pipe, and because of this one-way valve will stop anything else from going through. That is the plan. It may work, it may not work. It may result in yet another spectacular or boring explosion. I don't know. But tune in next time and we will find out. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I'll catch you in the next one. 54 Bear out.